Hello and welcome to Dami Tries This. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is part of today's Mother's Day haul that I'm going to be sharing with you. This was a Mother's Day gift from my husband this year, and it is a Hogwarts cauldron. It has the crest on the front and it has all four of the house symbols on the back. I think it's a really neat coffee mug. It's ceramic, but it feels very lightweight, which is really nice. Today's tea is the spiced dragon chai that I really like. I don't think it's chai. It's a spiced dragon, and it's from Stash, and I like it. And because it has a nice, deep, earthy flavor with a hint of spices. It's not overly spiced. It's a delicious, delicious tea, and it's perfect for today. We've gotten rain over the last couple of days, and it's kind of overcast today. The sun peeks out every now and then goes away. Obviously, the one downside to all of that is the fact that it's really, really humid. Anyway, going to take a sip of my tea, and then we're going to get started. Oh, I love that. That's really, really good. So like I said, today I'm going to be going through the gifts I got for Mother's Day this year. One of my children did not give me a Mother's Day gift, and that's fine because she's moving and she had to put all of her money into her move, into her new apartment. It is very, very difficult to move anywhere these days, it would seem. But I wanted to share everything else that I got. So let's go ahead and get started with that. The first thing I actually bought for myself. It has been a rough year so far. We've had my grandson moved in, and then his mother moved in, and then my oldest moved in, and there has been drama between the oldest and the youngest and the oldest and the middle girl, and it's been a year. It's been a year. Barely 6 months in. Can you believe it? We're going to be 6 months fairly soon, and it's been a year. So I figured I deserved to get myself a Mother's Day gift, and I got myself something that I wanted, that I had sampled from a friend, and that was the Vichy Mineral 89. As you can see, I have been using it. I've been enjoying it. I'm not particularly seeing any kind of major improvements on my face at this point. It does, well, I take that back. I've been having some issues, but I believe it's because of the sudden switch in the weather. We completely skipped spring. We went straight from cold to wet and rainy with a touch of humidity and heat coming in every now and then. There was no in between. There was no balmy days. There was none of the sunny, warm, sunny days that you get with the nice breeze. None of that. We just went straight from cold and wet to humid and hot and wet. So it has not been pleasant, and my skin has been reacting in a way that I've never seen it react before. It's gotten oilier on the nose a lot quicker and just things like that. And I've had some issues under my eyes again lately. This does seem to help. My skin in the mornings has been feeling much smoother, much softer. When you first put this on, it actually feels kind of tacky as it soaks in. I use it underneath everything except my eye creams and my acne serum. And I've been enjoying it, and I like the fact that it's supposed to strengthen and help your skin out and give it a mineral boost. So I got that, and as part of that, I got this as part of a package that included some micellar water, which I don't ever use. I don't like micellar water. The micellar waters I've tried, I've not liked. So the micellar water went into my 500 subscriber giveaway. But in addition to that, I got these masks. And this first one is the clay mask, which I love. It is very similar to the Kiehls. It has that same kind of, I want to say stinging, but that's not quite it. It's not quite stinging, but it has that same sensation as it tightens and cleans. I've really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if I will purchase a large size of it because Vichy can be kind of on the expensive side, but I've really enjoyed this. The other one I've only used once, and it is the, trying to read this, Mask Peel. And I honestly can't remember what this one is supposed to do. Like I said, I've only used it once. Obviously, it didn't make a major impression on me at the time, but I need to use it a little bit more before I can say much more about it. Both of these will probably come up in my samples at some point, since these were like deluxe sample additions to the order I made. So I'm enjoying using them. I like masks, so. And I don't recall anything horrible happening. I just don't remember what this one was supposed to do. So I will have to look into that, and I will add some information about it down below. So that's what I got for myself. And then, as I noted, my husband got me this coffee mug, which is fantastic. Coffee mugs are always a hit with me. Oh, God, that's so good. But with the coffee mug, he got me the Harley Quinn and the Skull Bags eyeshadow palette. Now, I opened this yesterday, and I actually used it yesterday. All the shadows inside, I love the art on the inside. So I'm going to try not to blind you with the mirror, but you really need to see this artwork if we can get that in there. There we go. That is absolutely gorgeous. It comes with its own brush. I've taped it in because I don't want to lose the brush, but it's not a brush that I'm going to use. And even though I've used some of them, you can see that a couple of the shadows have these little hearts raised on them. They're in the diamonds. They are all mattes, and they are slightly on the powdery side, but they are pigmented and they can be built up and worked with. I had a little bit of trouble with the green on the inner side of my eye, but beyond that, it's actually a beautiful palette. It's got enough neutrals in it. The thing is with this, because of the color palette, it's probably going to play more of a support role in anything I do with it. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the colors. The pigmentation was really good. Like I said, a couple of them were a little more harder to work with, and I had to build them up a bit, but they are buildable. They do blend well, and the colors are actually fairly true to what you see in the pan. Not all completely. This one is the one that came off a little bit lighter than what's in the pan. But other than that, it's a beautiful Mother's Day gift, and I really appreciate it. He had seen, I was really kind of surprised, to be honest with you. Harley Quinn has become one of his favorite characters to play in his Wii games. However, he's also a big Star Wars fan, and the same company, Hot Topic, has a Star Wars palette, and I kind of expected for him that he would, if he's going to pick me up any kind of palette, that would be it. But for some reason, he just wasn't impressed with the color names. So Harley Quinn it was. It's a nice little palette, a really decent little palette, and I like it. But like I said, it's probably going to be, more a support palette, because the colors, I can make them work. When I did it yesterday, when I worked with it yesterday, I did throw in one Color Pop Super Shock across across my lid a little bit to give it a little bit of brightness. But other than that, it did work out very nicely. It's just, I would probably end up using it more as a support palette. Another gift I received was from my oldest, and that is this. And it says, "Best Grandma Ever." It is a huge coffee mug. Huge. Almost as big as my head. It is not as big as the one that is as big as my head, but almost as big as my head. It's absolutely beautiful, and I really appreciate it, and I'm very thankful for it. So another coffee mug. This has actually already been used at least once in my videos, and it holds a lot of tea. A lot of tea. But like the rest of my family, my daughter knows, get your mama a coffee mug, and she will be happy. And finally, my ex-husband, the father of my children, got me the Violet Voss Nicole Concilio collab palette. My ex is a very good father, and he still sends me money to help support our son, who will never move out of my house, at least not until I'm gone. And then he'll move out of my house, but he'll move in with one of his sisters. So he's always going to need support, and his father has always been supporting him. This palette is a beautiful palette. It is one of the more neutral palettes. It's got a lot of oranges in it, but everything tends towards the browns and, yes, the oranges. There's the one blue and the black, and the one really bright orange over here, if you want to call those pops of color. So as a neutral palette, it's actually kind of up my alley in the terms of that, because of the golden colors. And it's, even though there are several browns in it, most of them tends towards the shimmery or the orangey or gold side, which I can work with better than plain browns. Plain browns, just, my skin is where they go to die. I do find that it is pigmented. It is beautiful. They apply wonderfully. I have used it several times. I do find that they are not nearly as good as the hashtag palette, but the difference is minuscule. The hashtag palette tends to stay on my face, on my eyes better, especially with the spot that I have that likes to make eyeshadow go poof. And they tend to be on the creamier side from what I've, how I've used them. This one is a touch more powdery than that, but it is very, very minor. Both are still, I think the Violet Voss palettes are still amongst the best that I have ever tried. I'm a big Urban Decay fan, and these even beat out Urban Decay for me. I want more Violet Voss palettes. So this went on sale, and he went ahead and picked it up for me, and I really, really appreciate it. It's another palette that I'm going to be using as more of a support palette because of the colors. I have done a look almost entirely with these, like with the Harley Quinn. I think I threw in one other color to make sort of a sunset eye. But generally speaking, this will be more of a support palette for any looks that I make in the future. The sunset eye came out really nice, but it's not something that I'd probably do very often. But so that was really nice. And I also misspoke. My youngest also was unable to get me a gift at this time, and that is okay as well. She too was in the midst of moving around Mother's Day, so she too had to use her money for other things, and I would much rather have her move out of the house and take the baby with her. That's her Mother's Day gift. She moved out and took the baby with her. I love him, but he is exhausting. Exhausting. 2-year-olds get really tiring, especially when you're in your 50s. But anyway, that's what I received for Mother's Day. I love them, love it all. It's beautiful. I highly appreciate it all. The two palettes, these two palettes might actually work together really well, come to think of it. This one has some nice reds and blues in it, another blue in it. I could throw that in, and the browns are deeper. There's one kind of a purpley brown in there too. I think they'd probably work really well together. I may have to try that one of these days. But anyway, so that's it. That's it for today. I hope you like what you've seen, like what I've received. I really like it. I really appreciate being spoiled. I also appreciate taking care of myself. We all need to take care of ourselves. And to all the moms there, I hope that you too were spoiled in some way. My oldest and my son and my granddaughter and I went out to a festival as part of our Mother's Day celebration, and we went out to lunch and we enjoyed ourselves. So that was really fun too. I got to spend some time with my kids, and I hope you too if you're a mom, I hope you too, whether it's a doggy mom or a kitty mom or a kid mom or a grandma being a mom, or an adoptive mom, or a man being a mom in a same-sex marriage relationship with kids. Whoever you are, if you've had to be a mom in any way, shape, or form, I hope that you got treated well on Mother's Day and got spoiled by your family too. And that's it for today. I hope we will see you again and that you have enjoyed what you've seen. If you have, please click the subscribe button and hit that bell to know when I upload again. And the next time you come by, don't forget your cup of tea. That is so good.